The North American P-51 Mustang is a legendary aircraft. It was critical in escort missions during World War II, and it proved to be a formidable opponent in dogfights against German fighters. Miss America has been one of the most iconic P-51s since 1969, competing and winning many places at the Reno, Nevada air races.
Oh yes, yeah, we'll be taking Miss America. This will be the fastest she'll ever have gone. We have a very special engine being built for it. The cooling system is new. All the systems have been replaced in the airplane, so this is Miss America 2.0. It'll be the best it's ever been.
The Mitchell Bomber. You're going to fly a champ with a long line of firsts to her credit. First Army airplane to sink an enemy sub. First medium bomber to fly from a carrier deck. First to see action on every fighting front. It all started when the Army asked for designs of a medium bomber to be submitted. That was on January 25th, 1939. 40 days later, the B-25 was born. It is estimated that there are more than 100 North American B-25 Mitchell aircraft left in the world. Almost all of them are on static display in museums, but 45 remain airworthy. The Super Rabbit is one of them.
I mostly feel honor. It's a piece of history, and the opportunity to be able to fly and display and demonstrate this airplane to people is just real gratifying. It's like flying a museum.
It's good weather in Oklahoma, and the Mitchell B-25 Super Rabbit is going to be one of the hottest attractions at air shows. As part of our mission today, we'll fly to the Stillwater Fly-In, an air show that excites the entire community. Walt and Larry are piloting the Super Rabbit.
People just almost universally love this airplane. I mean, it's such an iconic shape. People have grown up, if they have any interest in what occurred in World War II at all, they've grown up with an image of this plane that's iconic, kind of like the silhouette of a P-51. And you see that in people's faces as you taxi by, and you wave and they wave back, and that stuff at an air show is just a thrill.
On this occasion, Brent will take to the skies in one of his favorite planes, the L-39 Albatross, a Czechoslovakian training jet that is part of the Oklahoma Museum of Flying's fleet. Stillwater airmen and the general public eagerly await the Super Rabbit and Albatross. However, something unexpected happens.
Well, we cranked up the Super Rabbit and taxied down. Everything seemed to be absolutely normal. We got down to runway 35 run-up area. We had, gone through all of the engine run-up until it was time to check the operation of the propellers. And we retarded the propeller controls, and at that time we realized that the left engine propeller controls were not retarding or slowing down the RPMs on the engine, which is part of our job. We cycle both engines 2 to 3 times to run oil through them and to check them out mechanically.
So we realized at that point something had happened, that we didn't have control of the RPM on the left engine. So we turned the jet around and followed them back to the hangar, shut them down, and told the people at Stillwater that we weren't going to be coming in.
Yeah, the B-25 tried to fly last Saturday, and the prop governor cable actually in the aircraft failed, actually broke in two, which is a no-fly item. Well, there's a lot of work, and obviously just routing the cable. You got to go into every station and remove the pulleys, make sure the cable routes through properly, make sure it's in the cable or in the pulley, the groove of the pulleys. And then you want to make sure the cable's not twisted, not bound up in any way, not rubbing on anything. And then obviously at the end, once you get it all routed and rigged, you want to make sure for proper operation too. Make sure when you pull the handle, the pulleys and the bell cranks and everything are doing what it's supposed to do.
The Oklahoma Museum of Flying contains a collection of artifacts that have been contributed by enthusiasts and aviators. A collection that keeps its stories and those of its machines. Among them are very interesting articles.
This case belongs to the Dittmer family. The jacket itself, Mom was tired of seeing the boys wearing it to school. The cuffs are beginning to fray. And then we don't turn it around anymore because there's a patch, a Walt Disney design patch that is on the front of this jacket.
During World War II, American animation studios created designs aimed at raising morale and building up the military. American and Allied units used such recognizable characters in training films, aircraft nose art, flight jacket patches, pins, and other memorabilia.
And not long after we put it on display here, a young man came in here and wanted to cut the patch out from the jacket. He was going to pay up to $1,000 for this patch. And of course, Walt Disney design patches are very expensive nowadays. And we said no. And so we do not turn the jacket around so it is not visible to anybody that comes in.
After one of the propeller governor cables failed, the B-25 Super Rabbit is ready to return to flight. There are two events coming up in which the Super Rabbit and the iconic P-51 Miss America are expected to participate. The first is the Wings and Wheels Fly-In and Car Show at Chickasha, Oklahoma. As well as part of the 4th of July celebrations, the museum's planes perform a traditional opening flyby over Edmond's Liberty Fest parade. In order to verify everything is working correctly, Brent and Larry will perform a test flight on the Super Rabbit.
And while they post ground, 25 November Alpha at the museum with Alpha ready to taxi. 25 November Alpha, runway 17 Labs, taxi on Alpha 4, Bravo, Alpha 9. Alpha 4, Bravo, and Alpha 9 for 25 November Alpha, thanks.
What I like about Warbirds, obviously, is they were over-engineered. They were built to go to combat. They were built to be shot at and still get you home. In most cases, I mean, obviously, some cases they didn't.
Pilot and tail gunner. They can laugh now. Fire on the inboard engine did this. Flames streaked back and burned the stabilizer, too. Another crew luck brought back.
For today, everything that has gone wrong with the B-25 has pretty much already happened, so there's no surprises with the B-25 anymore. So I just like the safety and how they were engineered back then. That's just one thing I like about them.
The B-25 Mitchell is considered the most versatile airplane during World War II. There were 8,500 original drawings and 195,000 engineering hours required for the first one. A total of 6,608 bombers were built at the North American Aviation Factory in Fairfax, Kansas City, including the Super Rabbit. Initially, she flew as a TB-25, which is a trainer version of the B-25. Having served in 4 Air Forces, she returned to America for restoration and was given the nickname Super Rabbit in honor of one B-25 shot down in the Pacific.
After the props were fixed and the mechanics signed off on it, we took it out on a test run, and everything operated just like it was supposed to. We got in the air, everything operated exactly like it was supposed to. So even though it was an inconvenience to us, it was something that if we had to have a cable break, we would rather it break on the ground. It would have been an uneventful flight had it broke in air, but it didn't. So it turned out just to be a normal flight and everything worked fine.
Okay, I can live with that. 25 November Alpha, Oceana, taxi to parking, Alpha and Alpha 3. Alpha and Alpha 3, 25 November, thanks. Oh, we didn't go on to that. What? We didn't hear him to death? Either that or he's drunk. He's photographing us.
A new competition is coming up for Miss America this year, and she will begin to transform from a normal Mustang into a racing P-51.
There's second place right there. Miss America, Brent Hisey, and there it is, checkered flag.
The engine will be replaced with a racing engine, along with some structural and systems improvements. Additionally, this year the propeller will undergo a special inspection. That takes a bit of effort, guys. Miss America uses Hamilton standard propellers. Once withdrawn, the propellers will be sent to San Antonio, Texas, where they will be checked for any type of crack or corrosion.
Well, she's just coming out of her annual inspection, so the guys are changing it over from a normal Mustang to a racing Mustang. So it takes quite a bit of work to change some of the systems out. Our engine builder, Ricky Shaneholzer in Texas, is working on the race engine. They will take this engine out and then install the race engine in a few weeks, and then we'll start test flying her and hopefully be ready for Reno in September.
In its heyday, North American Aviation was one of the largest and most respected aircraft manufacturers in the world. The P-51 Mustang and Mitchell B-25 were developed by them. They delivered the BC-1, the first American combat aircraft, in 1937. In the 1960s, the company built the Apollo module for the space program. Over the years, North American Aviation produced many amazing aircraft. They include the T-6 Texan and the F-86 Sabre, the first American fighter with swept wings. Today, we had planned to participate in the Chickasha Fly-In and Car Show, but a new setback has arisen.
Okay, well, we've discovered we've got some problems with the paperwork on the Rabbit, and normally you can do it online, but when we tried to do it online, there was a mistake in the address of the owner. So as a result of that, the paperwork is going to have to be filed by hand, and there's apparently a stack of registration certificates this high at the FAA that have to be done by hand. So we're definitely not going to be able to make the Chickasaw Air Show. Actually, it's Chickasha.
Increasing interest in seeing the Super Rabbit and Miss America fly over the 4th of July celebrations has prompted the News TV channel to do a special report on museum planes participation. However, the registration certificate is a crucial part of the Super Rabbit operation, since it is one of the 4 documents required to validate the Rabbit with the Federal Aviation Administration.
It's unclear whether we're going to be able to fly the demonstration over Edmond for the 4th of July. We just have to see how it goes. If the paperwork's not right, it's not right, and we can't fly.
Another plane in the museum fleet is the Cessna L-19E Bird Dog, a liaison and observation aircraft. It was the first all-metal fixed-wing aircraft ordered for and by the United States Army following the Army Air Force's separation from it in 1947. The Bird Dog had a lengthy career in the U.S. military, as well as in other countries.
Light, rugged, and versatile, they could go almost anywhere.
Among the interesting projects at the museum is the restoration of 2 Warbirds owned by Brent and Tom, another museum pilot. Bringing these legendary aircraft back to life is something Greg and Scotty have a lot of experience with.
Me and my brother and my dad, we've restored several Mustangs. Miss America was one of them when it wrecked out at Reno at the air races.
Out on the line, General Moore's P-51s are warming up for the longest fighter flight on record.
Ordered from North American Aviation by the United Kingdom, the Mustang was a long-range fighter and escort aircraft that changed the course of World War II. Initially, the Mustang version was powered by a General Motors Allison engine, but its performance was significantly reduced at high altitudes. This was replaced by a Rolls-Royce Merlin engine, which made the Mustang P-51 legendary.
And we're building 2 more Mustangs right now that are in restoration, a C model and a D model. So yeah, we're kind of heavy in the Mustang game, but I wouldn't have it any other way.
There were only 3 days left for the 4th of July, and the problem with the B-25 registration certificate is already solved. The FAA was able to send it in time for the Super Rabbit to fly over the Liberty Fest parade. As Edmond's atmosphere is already being prepared, and so are our aircraft. Today we'll do a practice flight to ensure everything runs smoothly and coordinate.
We're going to be flying over the Liberty Fest parade in Edmond on Monday morning to celebrate the 4th of July, so we want to make sure all the systems are working before we get it out over the crowd.
So we will do a very, very complex, go through every part of the checklist, check, double check, triple check, to make sure that everything is in good working order, because we'll be flying over a populated area.
Charlie Post Ground, how do you hear Mitchell 25?
Walt, on the B-25, has been trying to establish communication with the control tower, but something is not working.
Charlie Post Ground, this is Mitchell 25, November Alpha, how do you hear?
Mitchell 25, November Alpha, Charlie Post Ground, you're loud and clear, how many?
Brent, aboard the L-39, contacts the control tower to cooperate with the establishment of communication between the tower and the Super Rabbit.
Ground 639 Romeo Hotel, hear you loud and clear.
639 Romeo Hotel, Charlie Post Ground, how do you hear, sir?
I hear you just fine, sir.
You're loud and clear. Unable to respond to 25 November Alpha. I hear him, but I'm not able to respond to him.
Okay, he's just sitting on the ramp. They're trying to work on the radio.
Roger.
We tried to get the Super Rabbit out this morning, but unfortunately the radio didn't cooperate. We'll have a repair guy come around noon, and hopefully we'll get this thing back up and running today.
To restore Rabbit radio to full operation, Curtis, the technician, works full steam ahead. The intense summer heat in Oklahoma makes operating the plane on the ground and working in the cockpit very challenging. After its inspection, Miss America's propeller has returned, and the crew is preparing to install it.
Every 5 years, the Hamilton Standard propeller has an AD, which is an airworthiness directive that you have to, the prop shop has to disassemble the propeller and check the Teflon, underneath the Teflons for corrosion. We use a propeller shop in San Antonio, Texas, San Antonio Propeller. We sent the prop down there about a month ago. Yesterday, I just had to go pick it up. Fun day, about 21 hours all in all, but we just put the prop back on today. The goal would be to try to have it running tomorrow. Well, because on 4th of July, which is Monday, it's supposed to fly, but we'll see if we can get it there.
While the guys work on the radio of the Rabbit and the propeller for Miss America, let me explain one reason why the B-25 Mitchell is such an important part of American history.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special news bulletin. The Japanese have attacked Pearl Harbor, Hawaii by air, President Roosevelt has just announced.
In the aftermath of the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor, gloom washed over the United States like a night. On all fronts, the United States and its allies were reeling from blows from the seemingly invincible Axis powers. To respond, the Army and Navy thought up a dangerous and top-secret mission to try something unprecedented. Pilot and aeronautical engineer Lieutenant Colonel Jimmy Doolittle led and designed the mission. They were to launch bombers from aircraft carriers and attack Japan, which was impregnable. Doolittle chose the B-25 Mitchell because it was best suited for the purpose. As a medium-sized bomber, its wingspan reached over the side of the carrier island without colliding with it. From the 17th Bomber Group, Doolittle selected an experienced B-25 crew. The planes were modified to remove anything unnecessary and increase their fuel capacity. On April 18, 1942, 16 B-25s and their brave 80-man crews took off from the aircraft carrier Hornet CV-8 on a dangerous mission with uncertain return. The first plane was flown by Lieutenant Colonel Jimmy Doolittle. As a result of the mission, Japan was successfully bombed. No great damage was done by the B-25's attack on Japan, but the psychological effect was considerable. In terms of morale, the Doolittle raid was a tremendous boost to the American people. There will always be a special place in American history for the B-25 Mitchell. In Edmond, Oklahoma, Liberty Fest is a series of events held every year. Many people of all ages arrive early to get a good spot for the parade, which attracts thousands of people. The 50th anniversary of Liberty Fest makes this year special.
My name is Eric Tappy, and I'm the president of Liberty Fest for 2023. Liberty Fest is a culmination of roughly 10 events here in the city of Edmond that is the celebration of our patriotic July 4th event. Each year we have events ranging from the car show to the parade to fireworks to concert to park to rodeo and many more.
The overflying of our planes will kick off the parade. Brent is in command of the Albatross, and Walt and Larry are piloting the Rabbit. Jerry is joining them after a long time out of flight, determined to get good pictures.
I'm going to fly today. I hope I don't pass out.
Wiley Post Tower, Mitchell 25 November Alpha will be ready for the takeoff with the jet. 25 November Alpha, roger. 25 November Alpha in flight, runway 17 left, cleared for takeoff, turnout approved. 17 left, clear for takeoff for 25 November Alpha in flight. Right turn approved. Hours coming in. Okay. There's 40. Airspeed's alive.
To coordinate the flight over Edmond safely, Walt should contact the departure radar service. The Rabbit carries both aircraft's communications since they are in formation.
November 5, November Alpha Flight, Roger. Can you have your company traffic squawk standby?
Roger, Wilco. What frequency is he on? He should be with us. Let's see. 25 November Alpha number 2, strangle your parent. I want to stand by. Okay. All right, we're good now. He said it. I've always wanted to say that. I got to say it.
November Alpha, the parrot is dead.
Very good. 25 November Alpha. The parrot.
Let me know when you're on position.
25 November Alpha. She's loving it. She's loving it too.
The L-39 is powered by a 330 horsepower turbofan engine and can cruise at 340 knots with a maximum speed of 0.8 Mach. This jet warplane has Czechoslovakian origins and is widely popular in America today.
You want to go? Let's go. Let's go. Yes, we're ready to start our run. They gave us the go. All right, let's do it. There's Broadway. There's your altitude at 1,000.
To everybody who is in the crowd, and you know the whole parade stops every year for these planes that fly over, and it's just a great symbol of freedom and just the patriotic spirit that we have here at Liberty Fest.
This is a Rabbit, you're on. Yeah, we're about your 9 o'clock. Okay, tied in on the left. That is just a tiny little racetrack. It is. Hopefully they're happy with us.
It's time to return to base. The Super Rabbit and the Albatross have accomplished another mission. And every time when the Super Rabbit takes to the skies, her Cyclone engines roar like a rumble of thunder and keep a slice of history alive.
Hope the crowd enjoyed it at Edmond, and it all worked out really well, went smoothly, and we're back on the ground.
The B-25's waist gunner radio operator's compartment, located behind the bomb bay, is the largest compartment with a great view because it has 2 windows where the 2 Browning M2 50 caliber machine guns are located. In this seat, Jerry flew.
Did you survive, Terry? It wore him out.
Hey.
No worries, Jerry. With all these turns and with your eyes on the camera, it can really make you seize. However, he got some good shots, despite everything.
We'll put this, a copy of this in the Air Classics magazine for him.
Probably.
You ought to get in the tail.
American aircraft changed the game from World War II onward and are a true symbol of America's ingenuity and strength. We call them Warbirds, and many are still standing stoically, like the Super Rabbit and Miss America, and are a testament to those who maintained them and gave their lives for their country. In the days when the crew members were fresh out of training, pilots, navigators, radio operators, engineers, gunners, and ground crews all worked together as a team. These aircraft were their home in the sky. The Warbirds represent a moment in history when our nation came together for a common cause in a time when sacrifice and bravery were the norm. Through the effort and knowledge of today's aviators, these aircraft will keep flying and serve as powerful icons for future generations. promoting the same values as the past: bravery, honor, and service. The countdown to the Reno, Nevada Air Race 2022 has begun. It looks like Brent and Miss America will have a chance to raise the unlimited gold trophy. Now, all efforts will be focused on getting ready for tough competition. Brent, or Doc Brent by his fans, is not only a great aviator, but also a renowned neurosurgeon. And his passion for aviation led him to build this museum and compete every year with Miss A, making him a respected pilot. Nonetheless, not everything will be easy, as there will be a lot of technical and mental challenges to overcome. But we'll find out all this in the next episode of Flying Museum.
What'd you think, Joe?